Okay, so it's time for a big Babolat Boomstick on my channel. It's the Pure Drive 100 2025 edition. Specs of this frame, 100 square inch head, 300 grams in weight, and it's a 1619 string pattern. New additions to this frame, it's got the NF2 tech, which makes the throat slightly softer than the 2024 edition, which I think was an RA rating of about 72. And this is supposedly at an RA rating, hold that the right way around, of 66 to 68. So it's a little bit more forgiving on the arm. You know, Babolats are typically, you know, big boomsticks, stiff, powerful, you know, they're very open about that. They're probably not going to be the most friendly rackets on your arm, but in terms of playability, spin, they're amazing. So if you can handle that, then these sorts of rackets are perfect for you if you demand power and spin. So I haven't actually hit with this racket yet, so we're going to string it up and then get into it. Really looking forward to playing with this racket. I've never actually really reviewed a Pure Drive in depth on my channel. Obviously I've hit with, you know, probably most of the Pure Drives that they've put out. I mean, I've definitely hit with the 2024 edition, and like I say, it was stiff, it was a boomstick, exactly what it says on the tin. But I'm interested with this, you know, whole RA rating being lower, how that's going to affect the playability of the racket, and yeah, see if I can actually notice a big difference. But yeah, I mean, all in all, we're just going to go and slap some balls around and see if I like it or not. To this thing, it's a absolute weapon. Oh geez, so powerful, especially with the newies. Probably wasn't a smart idea using the newies with this thing. Should we go back? Okay, I can tell that using the new balls on the indoor carpet with the Pure Drive probably wasn't the smartest idea. It's so powerful. I mean, it's just like a complete contrast to my, complete contrast to my Pro Staff 97. And it's actually way more powerful than the Pure Aero 98, which I demoed at the start of the year. Actually a lot harder to control the ball initially. I'll obviously get used to it, but it's just such a change. Like, I'm having to wrap the ball with so much spin just to keep the ball in the court. I mean, the balls are brand new as well, so. Woo! I mean, I remember the last time that I played with the Pure Drive 2024, had pretty much, the exact same thing. You just hit 2 or 3, and then one just flies. So I'll admit, sorry, it's definitely not the racket for me, but just purely because I can generate my own power and spin, but it's definitely worth it for players who are demanding more power and spin. I mean, this is probably up there with one of the best boomsticks on the planet. In my opinion, the number one at the minute is the Rafa racket, the Pure Aero Origin Rafa, whatever it's called. I always get the name wrong. Too much touch for me. But yeah, I can see that if you're playing on a nice, slow outdoor hard court or a clay court, this is going to be an unbelievable racket choice. Indoors with the carpet, not too sure. But like I say, sorry. There we go. Yeah, so far I'm pretty impressed with that actually. Like, it's definitely a little bit softer than the old frame. You know, it's not as stiff, but you know, like I say, that's due to the RA rating, that NF2 tech. I'm actually struggling to commit, like hitting through it. Whoa. I've almost got to like push the ball. You just get so much out of it. Ah! Vamos! You didn't film where it went. That was an unbelievable shot. Camera woman just can't get it right these days. Yeah, I've strung this racket relatively quite tight as well with a stiffer poly. It's Torque by Qualia at about 55 pounds. Just need to get used to the balance as well a little bit. It's more head light than my pro staff, so I'm feeling like I'm a little bit early, but you know, this happens when you're like trying rackets out. This is literally, you know, the first time that I've played with it. I picked it up, so. Gonna actually try and concentrate now and make a few balls, maybe go after it a little bit more. It's actually quite hard to talk and play. Whoa. Yeah, it is quite quick in here, to be honest, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. I mean, you know, it's a completely different racket, like I say, to my pro staff. This is definitely geared towards players that need more power, you know, looking to generate more. Sorry. It's like, just have to almost like push the ball back in. One of my friends actually plays with the extended version of this. I've got no idea how he keeps the ball in the court. It's got unbelievable feel though. Again, you missed it. It was an unbelievable shot. Yeah, I'm starting to find my range with it now. Oh, sorry, didn't mean that. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like I'm getting used to it now. I think with the new balls was a bit ambitious. Sorry. You filmed where that one went and I missed it. But yeah, I mean, what else is there to say from the back of the court? Pretty unlimited power, unlimited spin, a lot of misses. Yeah, I'm really starting to find my my range with it now. I think that's the thing, you've got to kind of stick with it a little bit and trust it. You know, if you're going in and kind of like pulling off your shot, it's just going to be, you know, going all over the place. I feel like with this racket, you really have to commit. It's a lot like the Gravity Tour, which I tried out. You commit, you get rewarded. Whereas if you pull off, it's just like going all over the place because it is so powerful. And you almost have to try and wrap the ball with a bit more spin. Sorry. Feeling like Fabio Fognini with this thing. Shame I can't play like him or look like him. This racket's natural habitat is not the net. But saying that, I always volley well with like power frames, because you just stick the racket out and almost just let the ball bounce off it. It's almost like control through not having to generate your own power. So literally, like, look how simple my volleys are. Don't have to, it just bounces off the racket. Ah, not that one. Ah. So always a problem with this sort of frame for me. Just like 1 or 2 balls in like 20, just balloons so far long. I have no idea why. Sorry, quick fire. Sorry. Yeah, actually very surprised at how well this volleys. I mean, like I say, you just stick the racket out. You know, don't try and get too much pace, and the ball just almost like bounces off. Trying to go behind me for a sec. Sorry. We'll edit it so you got there. Go on, hit me. Ah. Last one. That'd have been on the highlights. Any wise words? So far, baseline, you know, I was feeling like I really had to commit with this thing, especially with the racket head speed. I was having to keep my swings just slightly shorter because of how much power this actually like grants you. And also it's weird because I feel like initially I was struggling because the swing weight's different to my racket. You know, I've been playing a lot with my pro staff at the minute. You know, swing weight's higher. This comes at a really low swing weight. I think it's strung about, I think it's 280 or 290, 285 maybe, swing weight. And then when it's strung, it's like 310 or something. So it's not high swing weight at all. My swing weight on the pro staff is like nearly 340 when it's strung. So there's a big difference. So I felt like I was a bit early, but anyway, if you're used to lighter rackets, then you're absolutely fine. But that took me a little while to get used to. The other thing that took me a little while to get used to was just the, you know, raw power of it. Obviously it just launches the ball. It's an absolute rocket launcher. The real like kind of pro to this racket that I'm feeling is just the size of the sweet spot. It's massive. And I think this has been amplified by this NF2 system in the throat. It definitely feels like it's got, you know, a little bit of a softer kind of
tint to it than the old one. The old one was out and out stiff, whereas this one isn't as, don't get me wrong, it's still stiff, but it's not out and out like, you know, ridiculous. But yeah, I think the area where this is gonna, you know, play the best from is with the serve. So we're gonna do that next. Serve test. I'm actually pretty excited to see how big I can hit with this racket. I think my serve is going to be a bit of a cannon. Do you want to scooch over there? So we can actually, we want to see where the ball's going. This is the first serve of the day, by the way. I've not actually warmed any up, so let's see. Whoa, straight off the bat. Not anywhere near where I was aiming, but it was quick. Yeah, I mean, because of the, I definitely feel like this is head lighter. I mean, don't quote me on this because I'm not actually sure. I need to read my facts about the rackets, but it does feel head lighter, like more head light than the old one. The swing weight doesn't feel massive, so it feels like I can get that like snap straight away. And then obviously with the combined like, you know, power of the racket, the sweet spot, the serve does feel like it's really gonna pop. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really, at the minute, I'm not really aiming. I'm just trying to get, you know, pace. So let's see if I try and go down the tee. We'll edit that out. Let's try that again. Let's see what happens when I go down the tee. First one I missed. Yeah, obviously massive potential for power with the serve. I feel like this racket is going to help you out a lot. The only thing that I would be a little bit careful of is, you know, it's not the stiffest Babolat I've ever hit with, but it is still stiff. So if you've got like arm issues or something like that, like, or, you know, shoulder issues, like you need to be a little bit careful with it. Maybe string it up with something a little bit softer, maybe at a looser tension. I've gone really, you know, quite heavy with the tension here. I'm at 55 pounds, which, you know, is pretty harsh, but I'm using a softer kind of poly. It's called Qualia Talk. It's new on the scene. I'll attach a link below to the string and the racket, don't worry. Yeah, obviously I've got no like affiliation, as in, you know, it's not an affiliate link, so I don't earn any money from it. So it's just to kind of help you guys out. But yeah, should we hit a few more serves? Let's try a big dirty slider out wide, shall we? Oh yeah. I mean, I caught that so thin, but I still got like some, you know, meat behind it. I mean, the potential for angles with this thing is just insane. Not if you can make your serve, bloody hell. Get it in, man. We go scooch over this way, scooch over, scooch over, scooch over. Right, you ready? Yeah, swingers pretty good with this thing, I think. Let's try big T. Yeah, I mean, unlimited power. Yeah, I'm just kind of throwing my arm a little bit. Let's see if I can do one where it's like a little bit more effortless. If I get the same pop. Yeah, that was the one. Like I say, like, I really feel like with this racket that if you stay like smoother, you know, you don't force anything, it just rewards you for free almost. I think that it definitely suits players who, you know, play bigger from the baseline. You know, they have that kind of, I don't want to say like one-dimensional, but like, you know, aggressive baseliners, you know, big kind of like serve volleyers are probably gonna really enjoy this racket. Probably like grinders as well, who, you know, need a little bit of help generating power and spin. This is probably, you know, really good for. Like I say, it is a Boomstick. I just don't feel like it's the right racket for me. Like, obviously, you know, I'm a pro staff user, kind of like polar opposite. You know, the beam on this thing's massive. The you know, the head size is big difference. Anyway, but you know, it's not about me. It's about you guys. You know what I mean? It's about finding the right rackets for you. And I think that, you know, for all those guys out there that need help generating their own power, or you've got something like a big weapon that you want to kind of accentuate and make your game, like your big serve forehand kind of combo, I feel like this is it. And I think it's also a situational thing, like if you're playing like indoors with this, I probably think that it might be a bit too powerful. But if you're like outdoors, you're playing in slow conditions, or you're playing on like clay or something like that, where you really need to like rip the ball, you need power from quite far behind the baseline, I really feel like this is the racket for you. And also, if you enjoy hitting like big shots, like if you're simply a player who likes to hit big, this is a great racket. Okay, another feature, obviously it's not really going to make a difference how the racket plays that much, but it's the paint job. I think it looks pretty stunning. I mean, it's pretty sexy looking pure drive. In my opinion, it's better than the old one. In terms of playability, they're not too far away, but I actually prefer this paint job far more, especially this like reflective Babolat logo in the top of the hoop, call it that, the head. It's not something I've seen on many rackets, but they won't miss you in the dark with that thing. It's kind of like reflective. It's pretty cool. Anyway, that is my review of the Babolat Pure Drive 100 Boomstick.